All right, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, I have Odun Emasealu, the Chairman, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, Abuja Chapter. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Nancy.
How are you doing?
Well, we're fine.
That you're fine is not strong. Is it as a result of what's happening in your sector?
Of course, it can't be strong. There's so much happening now that we are actually confused. Let me put it that way. Manufacturing. And we are looking forward to what comes next from the government, because manufacturers, we've invested as we should. And there are customers, there are people, we have a good population. But when we have all the weaknesses we have, and we're seeing right now, it's a little bit challenging. And we need concrete direction from the regulatory authorities to take us to where we're supposed to be.
So where is the confusion coming from?
Policies.
Okay.
I don't think we've made, we've had good success in giving the right policies to redirect us out of where we're supposed to be. You know, so there's a need for serious brainstorming, collaboration, to come up with what can really save this country.
What kind of policies, what policies are you specifically referring to that the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria is having confusion about?
Policies that would bring forth growth.
Okay.
You know, it's not just about the money or the, you know, I mean, specific policies that will bring forth growth in the system. Because all that we do now is adjusting new policy today, but we're not witnessing growth. And it's showing in the GDP. Right now, of course, it has gone down about 6%. And that is not very good. And of course, when the GDP is, we're losing stand there, it affects employment. Now, unemployment is about 27% this year. And from what we see, it's going to continue going down. Now, CBN has tried, the government is trying. They are trying to respond quickly, but are we really seeing the effects? Are we getting the required impact? And the answer is no. I'm a manufacturer. I actually don't see any difference, per se, because there's some level of apathy, even from the manufacturers and the people. And the government has to deal with that. There's so much money given, but people are not taking. Because how do you pay? You know, it's not about taking the loan, it's about paying back the loan.
1 trillion naira has been earmarked for your sector.
Yes.
And held as the critical sectors of the economy from the monetary side. How have your members been able to access that? That's
what I'm saying. Most people need it, but they can't access because who we paid back? The buying power is weak.
Okay.
You know, so it's not just giving money. It's to encourage, you know, in some other countries, in developed countries, what they did, even though it's a bit tricky in our own system, is to encourage credit card purchases. So you see, most factories abroad, even with people not having money, you can pay over time. So the industries are selling, and they are employing, they are manufacturing, they are exporting, you know, because they can generate from the system. But here it's a bit different. I know it's difficult to institute that because of our laws, our enforcement, you know, of people that will default. But something has to be done. What we are doing now, CBN is trying, but it's not solving the problem. The last one they did was a new policy on not paying money to middlemen, you know. But there are most manufacturers don't buy directly. Most original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, they don't do, especially in Asia, they don't deal directly with a lot of suppliers. You must go through a purchasing agent, you know, until you get really, you know, really big. And that's the normal system abroad. So when you now come in trying to curtail the excesses of middlemen, you know, it now affects manufacturing. Our national president came up with a statement on that.
I wanted to say that. Have you been able to engage the CBN on that, for example?
Well, I won't say fully. And that's one thing that also has to change. You know, sometimes the government, there seems to be this, we are government, they are the people. But you see, they are the, in quote, owners of the economy of the country. That is the managers, the government, the CBN. And it must get to a point where they have to see us as working as one, working together. Because you see, with 27% unemployment and increasing, the impact is really very tough. I mean, in America, with employment going down, people were filing for unemployment.
Unemployment claims.
Yes. Now, the case in Nigeria, the impact is crime. Because every living thing has to eat. Human beings, animals, trees, they have to eat. You know, so once there's unemployment and it's getting higher, it will just lead to crime. You know, you can arrest 1 million Yahoo boys. It will continue. They have to eat. I'm not supporting crime. But you know, when there is nothing to do, people just have to survive somehow. So if that is becoming a threat in our country, it means there's a big problem for the operators of the economy. You know, so we need to now come together and they have to actually say, look, we need help. The government needs help from the people, from manufacturers. It's getting to the time where you have to come to us and say, look, help us. Employ 1,000 people. What do you need? What do we do? Not, we have given you the money, if you like, don't take it. No, we have to take it. Because of the effects, you know, of unemployment.
So what you're saying in essence is that the monies that have been earmarked by perhaps also the fiscal sustainability plan, the 2.3 trillion, a bit of it will also go to critical sectors which you are part of, that it does not also really matter because unemployment in the country is huge.
It's huge.
We have low purchasing power.
Yes. So who will take the loan?
Who will take the loan and who will definitely buy what is being manufactured?
Who will buy what is being manufactured?
Or the level at the buying power definitely will reduce.
Yeah, it has.
And COVID-19 pandemic is not helping.
Everything's so bad.
So it's simple economics.
Yeah. Even without COVID, we'll still be nearing this position. Even if there was no COVID, I mean, there was nothing else. So let's not blame COVID too much. COVID was just 4 months. It's been 4, 5, 6 months now, out of so many years. So it's not just COVID.
What are we not getting right? I can deduce all those things from what you're saying, but what exactly is the problem? What is the problem? Why is it that we can't get it right? Because when I looked at even the Purchasing Managers Index as released by the CBN, I think for the month of August, out of 14 sectors that were surveyed, about 6 sectors had expansion, 8 sectors had contraction. Okay, let me just go to the sectors that had expansion. So it's not all bad.
Yeah, of course.
Non-metallic mineral products, cement sector reported an expansion above 50%, plastics and rubber, chemical and pharmaceuticals, textile, apparel, leather, footwear, transportation, plastic and rubber product. Then the 8 sectors that reported contraction, paper products, I've been getting a lot of complaints from those in that sector, at least even before COVID, since last year. Primary metal, electric equipment, petroleum and coal products, food, beverage and tobacco products, printing, related support activities, furniture and related products. So these sectors, subsectors in the manufacturing sector suffered contraction.
Now, do you know why that happened? Because you see, most of these sectors rely on imported raw materials. And it's not their fault because we don't manufacture the raw materials here. And I've always maintained that sometimes there is a confusion between natural resources and industrial raw materials. The fact that you have trees in the forest does not make it boards that you can use for furniture. So if you don't get the raw materials made in Nigeria, we're going to need dollars to continue to import. And with all the dynamics happening now, it will affect these sectors. So we need to look at that critically so that we don't continue that slide downwards. You know, so, but those like minerals, I mean, that's extracted from Nigeria. So it's coming up. So these are things we must take care of. So there must be a lot of innovation and creativity. Now, if you look at industries in Nigeria, inventory is huge. In fact, the stock that factories carry is enough to build another country. You know, it's so much. And as you grow, your inventory expands because it takes 3 months to get anything in here. You know, so that is a big problem. Of course, government has been saying that we should do backward integration, but that involves retooling. It's not the same machines that you use to produce your normal furniture, for instance, that will produce the boards. And if you have to start using wood instead of boards, you have to buy new machines. And that goes across the whole, so it's a lot. So their proposition that look, backward integration is for certain sectors. But like this sector that have been going down, you can see that that's one of the reasons. Paper has to come in. And we use so much paper. Tissue paper, writing paper, printing paper.
Is it that we can't produce it here?
Please, let's not.
Paper is produced from what? Is it pulp and...
From pulp, let's
yes.
not go into that.
No, but is it that we don't have the machinery to produce it?
There's
just like you're saying,
mill.
raw materials different from industrial...
natural resources, different from industrial raw materials.
Yes, but we need to refine those raw materials
of
to
course.
get it to
yes.
process it and get it to that. So what exactly is the problem? Is it that I can agree we don't have those machineries?
No,
what will it take us?
You see, the nation, through investors, have to focus on converting natural resources to industrial raw materials. First of all, for example, there's no chipboard manufacturing factory almost in the whole of Africa. Maybe only one. You know, and we consume, we spend millions upon, if not billions of dollars every year importing. Why not just build a factory? But it's like we should go and do it. I mean, an average chipboard factory, 200 million euro.
No, but that investment should also come from private sector.
Yes, but they can't. You see,
can you burden the government
now
with that?
That is the point.
The government should encourage private sector to come in and build those kind of factories.
No, you see, who is the beneficiary?
The Nigerian people.
No, I manufacture. I'm okay. I don't have to build a factory. You know, even employ, I would rather import and trade.
Yeah.
So I can survive. You know, so who actually needs this is the government to employ its people.
So are you saying the government should have those companies set
No,
up?
they should support that directly. There's no point funding the primary industries when the raw materials are not there. Why not just do the raw materials? If you have raw materials, for example, paper mills, industries will come up automatically. But you want to invest in paper now, if ordinary tissue paper, you have to import everything. Tissue paper.
Really? So all those popular brands we see in the country?
It's just paper conversion. You know, that is, you bring in the big rolls and you process them. So you must do that. Printing paper, I mean, newsprint, everything comes in. And that is huge. So government must get ready to support, let me not use the word support, enforce investment in conversion of natural resources. Once we have raw materials, I mean, you want to do boards, you have to do a factory for the resin, for the formaldehyde. So what could have cost maybe 100 million euro will cost so much more. You know, so it enlarges everything. So I've looked at it. Government has tried, but the question is, like you said, what are we not doing right? Not if we're doing things right, but where have we gotten the real formula?
Yes, because that is the question.
Yes.
You see a lot of things that government have been doing over the years, even beyond this, not just about this administration. There's Bank of Industry on one hand, Development Bank of Nigeria, so many things, the CBN on its path, you know, so where would the winning bazooka come from, really? You know, what is the formula, like you've said?
Buying power. Without buying power, we're not going anywhere.
So we're a country of poor people.
Yeah, and you see, it's all lopsided. Now the government is weakening even the buyers the more. With some policies, some taxes and all that. It's worse. So you now weaken the buyers and you say there's money available for manufacturing. It's not going to work. Once there are buyers in any economy, some things come up automatically. You understand? So the question is, how do we strengthen the buyers?
What?
Now, where does government get money from? From taxes of factories that are doing very well, exporting and bringing in foreign exchange? Or from the people who are already dying? You can choose. They have chosen to take from the people and kill them the more. So even if you leave money for people to borrow, there's no buyer.
And even if they borrow, the default rate
it's
of
going to be
paying
high.
back will be high.
It's going to be very high. So we need to sit down. Government has to look at everybody as a participant in this. Call everybody, not from CBN, be reeling out some policies and laws, or from one quarter somewhere, from FRS. No, we need to recover the nation. It's a serious matter because unemployment will keep increasing and crime will increase. Infrastructure is not being developed. So we're just going down. We must sit down and look at the formula that will, because they have good intentions, no doubt. CBN has good intentions, but it has to be on the right track.
Okay, I think we'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
I really did not want to end it on this note, but when it comes to the nation's economy, not so much good news.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's really unfortunate.
It's
but
unfortunate.
Let's hope we can do better. Let's rejig.
Yes, we need to rejig.
Let's rejig.
Yes.
All right, I've been speaking with Odun Emasealu, the chairman, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Yeah, we get it mixed up. Abuja Chapter. All right, that's the much we can take on today's edition of the program. Thank you all for being a part of the show. But please, as my face is going out right now, move over to our social media platforms. Go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and what's next? Twitter. Like us, follow us, as well as subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow, God willing. Be the best you can be. And don't forget to keep safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands. If you can't get water, use a sanitizer. Thank you for watching our video. Please hit the subscribe button below. Turn on post notification to follow all our updates.